I've been walking through this valley, afraid of the unknown. My God is always with me. I've never been alone, and I know that there are blessings already on the way. So while I'm waiting, I'll be lifting a melody of praise. I will sing in the valley like I'm on the mountain top. Circumstances change, but my God does not. He is able, He is faithful to see me through no matter what. So I'll just sing in the valley like I'm on the mountain top. There were times upon the mountain where you taught me to sing. I felt the comfort of your presence that only you can bring. So in this lonely valley, let a song rise from me. I will praise your name forever, no matter where you lead. I will sing in the valley like I'm on the mountain top. Circumstances change, but my God does not. He is able, He is faithful to see me through no matter what. So I'll just sing in the valley like I'm on the mountain top. He is able, He is faithful to see me through no matter what. So I'll just sing in the valley like I'm on the mountain top. Mountain top.
So that was the Morrisons singing Sing in the Valley, and you're very welcome to Singing in the Valley with myself, Lynnette. Some of you know I'm not even well, I'll just say it's Danny. I will say very laid back gentleman, a lot older than the other gentleman that was with me last week, wee Charlie. And but I'm sure Danny won't be playing on his phone the way Charlie was. And when I looked back, I could see that he had turned his phone round and he was trying to show everybody what he had on his phone as well. He was a rascal, but he was so good. Hope and pray there are no problems this morning like last week. But so while others are joining in, I'm only getting the names coming up on Facebook now for some reason. But we're going to play this beautiful one from the Bishops, and it's I Start Each Day with the Lord.
this morning again. I told to a friend things I'm sure he's already heard. But each thought I shared when I kneel in prayer, he listens to hear every word. So I wouldn't think about starting the day without asking Jesus to show me the way. Unchained and unfettered, I feel so much better when I start each day with the Lord. I start each day with the Lord. Why should I face life alone anymore? Today if I'm tested and tried, I want the Lord at my side. I talk to him at the start of each day, for he knows each trouble that's coming my way. With Jesus I'm ready, whatever's in store. I start each day with the Lord. Old Daniel prayed 3 times a day. He knew the power in prayer. He prayed until when, in the old lion's den, he knew that God was right there. Now we get caught up in the worry and fuss, but God hasn't changed how he listens to us. So since he redeemed me, it's worth it, believe me. I start each day with the Lord. I start each day with the Lord. Why should I face life alone anymore? Today if I'm tested and tried, I want the Lord at my side. I talk to him at the start of each day, for he knows each trouble that's coming my way. With Jesus I'm ready, whatever's in store. I start each day with the Lord. With Jesus I'm ready, whatever's in store. I start each day with the Lord.
Well, wasn't that a lovely one? And it's great to start each day with the Lord and leave the whole day, everything that happens minute to minute, in the Lord's hands, and know that the Lord is with us. And when we are talking about praying, because essentially that's what that's all about, and we're wanting to start, and we're talking about prayer. Can you please pray for Clifford? Clifford's away today to the hospital, I think, to see the consultant, and would appreciate your prayers. And apparently Myrna's still in hospital. So Myrna, if you're watching in, hello, how are you? And we hope we'll see you soon back in the hot seat in Tandragee. And my friend Roberta Malcolmson, I would say at the moment, actually she's at the funeral of her brother-in-law Ken Scott, the husband of her late sister Sadie. So they would appreciate your prayers as well. And we've had Sandra's sister was buried on Monday, and so was Christine's brother Ian. And I say with this, and there's been others. So please continue to pray. But we will talk about the prayer room later on. Now, the names, as I say, they were very slow to come in. And YouTube has gone off actually a couple of times. But we'll say hello first of all to Violet. Violet, we'll say hello to you and your sisters. Josie, I'm going to go down them fast because I have a friend in today and I want to give him time. There's Rosie, Linda Jane, Noreen, Kirkpatrick, Barbara and Wilford, Sylvia Strong, Doris and Valerie. We were at Killymuir or carried off the other night, and it was great to know Sylvia, you're watching in, and we met some new friends. Martin and Sharon Bell, Barry Mitchell, and I'll say hello at the moment to Joanne and Sophie. Sophie, there's your kiss and hug. And Rachel, there's your hug, in case I forget. And Roberta Ferguson, Sandra Scott, Gloria Miller Green, Barbara Drennan's going to catch up, Mary Campbell, and Eva's just watching. She's not so well, she's a touch of vertigo, and Carol and Patty. I'm sorry I'm rushing through them. Eric said to leave the names out, but I really don't want to. And I'll say just when I'm here, Harold's going to catch up. Jim, yes, Jim, I have a younger version. Eric has morphed into this lovely young man, and Teresa Wright Smith. So we'll leave that there. We'll get on with some of the music before I actually introduce Danny here. I've just told you his name, but sure, that's okay. We're going to start with this one, just thinking of the theme of why Danny's here and what we're really going to be speaking about. And this is the Reverend William McRae singing, Where Are the Children? And then we're going to hear the Dignity Gospel Quartet singing, A Witness Today.
Today, looked around at the fine array. Not many little faces did I see. They must be taught from the start. Oh, they must have Jesus in their heart. Oh, where are the children? Where are the children? Is Satan stealing them away? Are we too blind to see the day? Where are the children? Remember, Jesus said it best, when I return, will I find faith? Where are the children? Where are the children? When at last we've run our race, who'll be there to take our place? Will the house of worship fade away? Amazing grace, and it won't be long when we're gone, who'll sing these songs? Oh, where are the children? Where are the children? Not so many years have passed, but the changes, they've been fast. This world grows more wicked every day. When we get to heaven and look around, will our children there be found? Oh, where are the children? Pray for the children. Is Satan stealing them away? Are we too blind to see the day? Where are the children? Remember, Jesus said it best, when I return, will I find faith? Where are the children? Where are the children? Where are your children? Tell me, Mother. Where are the children? Where are your children? Tell me, Dad. Where are your children?
The whole world is changing around us. The enemy is stalking his prey. Even the saints are confounded. God's people are walking away. We are his sons and his daughters. We're his disciples today. I hear the voice of the Father calling out to us. Can you hear him say? Disciples a promise on the day he was going away. He said, you shall receive power when the Spirit of God comes to stay. We're his sons. Disciples today. I lift my voice to the Father, calling out to him. Will you join me and say, stand and say, I will be a witness today.
Right, weren't those some beautiful pieces? Now, I'm not going to comment really on the music today because I want to speak to Danny. So, Danny, maybe you could tell us a wee bit about yourself. Now, before he opens his mouth, there's a difference in my accent and his accent. So there you go, Danny. Yep. Where's he from?
Yeah, so as your buddy said, my name's Danny. I live here in Drogheda, but you can you can write in and see if you can guess where the accent's originally from. But yeah, been living here since 2012 with my wife Faith and our 3 children, Annabelle, Jonah and Charlotte. And I work as a youth and schools coordinator, so I work for a missionary organisation in Belfast. And I've been doing that for 13 years now, which is crazy. It feels like I haven't been living over here this long, but yeah, it's a third of my life I've been here for now, and I've been doing that for a good number of years now.
That's great. So we'll maybe just come back and, maybe Danny will tell us the age of the children. So Annabelle, Ruby has been here, and she actually, when Danny was away, and I told everybody he was away and his house was empty, Danny, I had Ruby on, and she was actually corresponding on the phone with Annabelle. She's her best friend. So Annabelle's 11. 11, about to go to the big school.
Yep, so she's 11. Jonah is 9, and then Charlotte is 5.
Yes, and she'll come over to me and she'll say, I love you. And you know, it's worth going just to hear that. And I'll hear that hopefully later on today at the Good News Club, where Danny's 3 will be there along, hopefully, with most of my grandchildren as well. So we'll actually leave it there for a wee minute. I've so many names here, but I'm going to leave them to get on with the music. And I want you to listen to this one. It's Keith and Karen Lindsay. And please listen. The word, as I've told you before, the Lord leads me to all these different pieces. And this is called Shepherd Boy. And then after that, we're going to hear Amy Hill. There's quite a few here from the province I've put in today. Amy Hill singing, My Worth Is Not in What I Own.
One by one, Jesse's sons stood before the prophet. Their father knew a king would soon be found, and each one passed except the last. No one thought to call him. Surely he would never wear a crown. But when others see a shepherd boy, God may see a king. Even though your life seems filled with ordinary things, in just a moment he can touch you, and everything will change. When others see a shepherd boy, God may see a king. One by one, problems come and dreams get shattered. Sometimes it's hard to understand, but things like chance and circumstance, they don't really matter. Our Father holds tomorrow in His hands. But when others see a shepherd boy, God may see a king. Even though your life seems filled with ordinary things, in just a moment He can touch you, and everything will change. When others see a shepherd boy, God may see a king. Well, it wasn't the oldest, it wasn't the strongest chosen on that day, yet the giants fell and nations trembled when they stood in His way. watch you, and everything will change when others see a shepherd boy. God may see a king. God may see a king.
My worth is not in what I own, not in the strength of flesh and bone, but in the costly wounds of love at the cross. My worth is not in skill or name, in win or lose, in pride or shame, but in the blood of Christ that flowed at the cross. I rejoice in my Redeemer, greatest treasure, wellspring of my soul. I will trust in him, no other. My soul is satisfied in him alone. As summer flowers we fade and die, fame, youth and beauty hurry by, but life eternal calls to us at the cross. I will not boast in wealth or might, or human wisdom's fleeting light, but I will boast in knowing Christ at the cross. I rejoice in my Redeemer, greatest treasure, wellspring of my soul. I will trust in him, no other. My soul is satisfied in him alone. Two wonders here that I confess, my worth and my unworthiness, my value fixed, my ransom paid at the cross. I rejoice in my Redeemer, greatest treasure, wellspring of my soul. I will trust in him, no other. My soul is satisfied in him alone. I rejoice in my Redeemer, greatest treasure, wellspring of my soul. I will trust in him, no other. My soul is satisfied in him alone.
Okay, for the sake of time, I'm just going to fly through some names. And there's my son-in-law, Aaron Rice. Aaron, you're meant to be working. But I'm so pleased. Take time, sit back. You need to come here for a cup of coffee, right enough. But sit back with a cup of coffee. Don't let Lydia get you to do anything. It's great if Lydia's watching in as well. And we'll say hello in case the kids watch later. Ruby, Lily and Eddie. And we'll say hello to Oliver in case he's watching later, and David and Carla. Right, so we'll carry on. So that's Aaron. Thank you, Aaron, for watching in. I know it's not because of me, it's because Danny's here, one of your mates. And there's Rhonda Bowman, Anne Richmond, Juniper Green, Elizabeth Gardner, Mark Bowman, I don't think that's right, but I'm not sure. Irene Gregg, Johnny Jappy, Kush Beggs, Grace Curry. I'm not sure if I said hello to you earlier, Grace. There's Gordon Wallace. He's saying that Danny left his tap on and flooded Gordon's garden. So I think Gordon's winding there and spinning stories. But as you heard Danny saying, he's from the metropolis of Dromara as well. Can you imagine? You know, we're really putting Dromara on the map, and all these viewers from all over the world will be wanting to come to Dromara. Now, you blink your eye and you'll be through it, believe me, but it's a wonderful wee place. So hello to Francis as well, Joan Garrett, Freddie, Lafferty, Freddie. I'm not sure if you're with your friends, but we'll say hello to you all if you are. And Billy Wilson, Billy, yes, the hand's getting younger, a younger model here today. Isabel Peoples, yes, that was for you. Wee Billy was on singing. And there's Leslie Trimble, Vivian, Bethany Sanderson, I think it was, Colin and Marlene Moffat, Noelle Murphy, Elizabeth Hoey, Kathy Sassnett. Now that was a new name to me. Hello, Mark Nethery. Oh, I haven't marked down, but I know I saw Mark. That's actually Noelle Murphy, Dave Poling, and Herbie McLean. So I'll leave it there in the meantime because I do want to try. And Abby, have I said hello to you? I think I did earlier. But hello anyhow to everybody that's watching in. And please forgive me if I forget your name because, as I say, it goes up and I can miss it. But Danny, I was wanting to ask Danny, how did you come to know the Lord?
I suppose to try and summarise it in a couple of minutes because I don't want to be taking up the entire programme on that. I was obviously born into a non-Christian family, so born with parents that didn't go to church, knew nothing about God, and I'm thankful to God that through a wide range of circumstances, my parents went from knowing absolutely nothing about God, but through different family circumstances, and especially the death of my mum's parents, my nan and granddad, it got them doing, I suppose, what a lot of people do, and asking those questions about where do people go, what's life really all about, the questions that we all have, and so that led them down a path in which they started to try and find out more. My dad has got a very interesting background in terms of my granddad being from an English army background, and then my granny is from Crossmaglen, so from a very Irish Catholic family, and so my dad sort of knew about religion but didn't know anything about a relationship with God, and so he knew what he liked and he knew what he didn't, and that led him down a path of trying to explore sort of different groups that would help him to understand what the Bible is and try and answer my mum's questions, I suppose. And that led to them ending up getting these tracts, going to church, finding out more about it, and then becoming Christians through that. And I started going to church with them, obviously when they were going along and trying to find out more, and ultimately when they got saved and we got taken along to everything. And I was 7 years old when I made a profession, when I sat down beside my bed and prayed with my dad one night in the middle of the summer and asked God to come into my heart and change me. And that was all well and good, and I very much believe that was the moment when I got saved, because the Lord promises us that if we ask in genuine conviction, then we will be saved, and I know that I was saved at that point, but unfortunately, like we see a lot of nowadays, I think, and throughout time, I suppose, I went along to secondary school, and like anyone, like any teenager, you're just wanting to fit in, and you come up against all the pressures. And at the time that I was going to school, in Liverpool. So for those of you that have guessed that.
Not Scotland.
Yeah, for those of you that are from Scotland, I don't know why, but when I was in Liverpool, so we went along, and when I started going to school, so my second year in school was when RE got taken off the curriculum. There's a lot of conversation about this at the minute over here, but yeah, in England when I was in second year, RE got taken off the curriculum.
Right.
And so what that meant was, because there was no RE, it meant that there was very, very little Christian teachers. There was no Christian ethos, there was no Christian assemblies, there was no SU groups or nothing like that. And so it meant that you were just going along to school. And for me, because I went to a small church that didn't really have any young people in it, it meant that, as far as I was aware, I was the only person in that school that was a Christian, because I didn't have any Christian friends or anything like that at that point. So going along to that school, it was hard, because not only was it a school that had no type of religious input into it, but it was also a really rough North Liverpool sort of gang-filled school, and so your aim was that you just wanted to fit in. And I think I spent probably the first 4 years of my secondary school life just kind of living this double life of going to church with my parents, and then during the week was out with my friends and getting up to all sorts of different stuff, and getting involved in gang culture and all sorts of things like this. And then it was really, the turning point was when I was about 16. I was with some of the friends that I was in the football team with and stuff, and they had found out that I went along to church, and obviously I tried to sort of patch over it, tell them that I have to go with my mum and dad and all, and stuff like this. But it led to a situation in which, when I was walking home from school with the lads after football training, they took me into an alleyway and just beat the life out of me, just like 14 of them, just purely because, as they said, that I was a Bible basher, and that was it. And although they knew very little about it, like, because they were asking me did I have to wear robes and ring the bells and stuff like this, they were asking all these questions that they never knew anything about, but they just knew that they didn't like it. And so it meant that you ended up in a situation in which you were kind of ostracised because of it. And it led me to have that thought process, I suppose, of thinking, what's the point in all of this? And I suppose there'll be many people even listening today that will feel maybe at that stage of life in which they feel lost and wanting to know what the point and purpose of life is. And that's where I was at, was sort of sitting there going, what's the point? I'd spent my life building up my popularity and trying to be liked and trying to just get along with everyone, and then suddenly I was in a situation in which I had no friends and no future and didn't know what to do. And so I remember speaking to my dad about it. He knew a lot about what was going on in my life. I think we always think that we're hiding things from our parents, don't we? And we think that they know nothing. And then as a parent now, I see my kids doing that, and I'm like, I know exactly what you're doing. And I think it was the same with my dad. And I remember sitting with him actually outside the car park one evening when my mum had gone in shopping. And he sat down and he just told me one of the parables from the Bible, the parable of the man that had a really good harvest, and he pulled down his barns and built greater barns, and then God said to him, you fool, tonight you're going to die, and then where are all these things going to go? And my dad said to me, he's like, you're like that man. He's like, you've spent your life building your life upon a foundation that can crumble at any minute, like that man that built his house on the sand. You spent your life building up everything in terms of your reputation, your popularity and all the rest of it, and it's been stripped away in an instant. And just like that man, he didn't die, and ultimately God didn't call him a fool because he had a business and he was trying to grow his business, but he'd spent his life focused on the wrong thing. And I remember sitting there for days after that, just thinking about it, thinking, what is the purpose of my life? I made that profession of faith when I was little, but is this something I now need to take seriously? Because I was at a crossroad of, do I try and rebuild all the things that I've lost, hoping that they don't fall down again? Or do I build my life upon what I know is solid? And that was really the turning point for me. As I'll always say, like, I was saved when I was little, but when I was 16, that was when I knew that I needed to really commit myself to God. And knowing all that God has done for me living a life that reflects that is the least that I can do for him. And so that's kind of like the long and short of it, is how it happened. And thankfully, like, I've made plenty of mistakes since then, and I've done plenty of things wrong. As we all do, yes. But I'm thankful that we have a God who is gracious and who continues to allow me to be part of building his kingdom and continues to help me to grow and understand and have wisdom.
Thank you, Danny. It's so important that we pray for our young people. Danny has a daughter going to the big school. I have a granddaughter going, and lots of other ones, and maybe the ones are going to university. They need our prayers so much. It's a very hard life. It's hard. They need Christian friends, and that's not always easy. So, Danny, thank you so much for that, and do continue to pray for Danny as well. And it's amazing how at 16, Danny sort of came back to the Lord. I was 16 when I got saved. Eric was 16 when he got saved. So isn't that amazing too? But you know, don't wait until you're older to come back to the Lord if you're a backslider. Come to the Lord today, because we don't know. You think of wasted years. You don't want to be looking back and having regrets. So I don't want to, as I say, I don't want to say anything too much, because I want to get on with the music. I did do those names, yes. So we're going to hear now, you know, Danny's talking about then he got saved and he wants to live for the Lord, he wants to work for the Lord. And this one is by the Greens, and it's called it's called A Servant's Heart. Do you desire a servant's heart? And then after that one, we're having a lovely one from Philip and Pam Morgan called God Chooses Who He Uses. Please listen to the words.
He compels me to go when I would rather stay, and He sent me another valley once again today. My self-determined will, He keeps tearing it apart. But when the work's completed, I'll have a servant's heart. I want a servant's heart, and I will gladly bear the markings of one held captive yet free. Not my will, but thine. For Lord, in your own time, only you can make a servant's heart. More and more, Lord, I find there's a work that I must do. And Father, may you find me faithful and trusting only you. Take all that I have been and give your will to start, and then I'll serve no other master with this servant's heart. I want a servant's heart, and I will gladly bear the markings of one held captive yet free. Not my will, but is not in what I own, not in the strength of flesh and bone, but in the costly wounds of love at the cross. My worth is not in skill or name, in win or lose, in pride or shame, but in the blood of Christ that flowed at the cross. I rejoice in my Redeemer, greatest treasure, wellspring of my soul. I will trust in him, no other. My soul is satisfied in him alone. As summer flowers we fade and die, fame, youth and beauty hurry by, but life eternal calls to us at the cross. I will not boast in wealth or might, or human wisdom's fleeting light, but I will boast in knowing Christ at the cross. I rejoice in my Redeemer, greatest treasure, wellspring of my soul. I will trust in him, no other. My soul is satisfied in him alone. Two wonders here that I confess, my worth and my unworthiness, my value fixed, my ransom paid at the cross. I rejoice in my Redeemer, greatest treasure, wellspring of my soul. I will trust in him, no other. My soul is satisfied in him alone. I rejoice in my Redeemer, greatest treasure, wellspring of my soul. I will trust in him, no other. My soul is satisfied in him alone.
God chooses who he uses to do mighty deeds. We're broken and ruined, we're all that he needs. It's not by your merit, what you do or say, 'cause God chooses who he uses to do his will, his way. Remember old Moses, whom God called to lead his people from bondage to a land that was free. And his past there was murder. In his fear he had run, but there's no place to hide. God says you're the one. God chooses who he uses to do mighty deeds. The broken and ruined are all that he needs. It's not by your merit what you do or say, 'cause God chooses who he uses to do his will, his way. Paul thought he was righteous with honor and pride, but God saw a blind man who was on the wrong side. Paul tortured the people who were following Christ, but God broke him and awoke him and showed him the light. God chooses who he uses to do mighty deeds. The broken and ruined are all that he needs. It's not by your merit what you do or say, 'cause God chooses who he uses to do his will, his way. Now we all have failures that haunt us in dreams. We say God could never use someone like me. Read through your Bible, you might be surprised, 'cause losers are winners when God's on their side. God chooses who he uses to do mighty deeds. The broken and ruined are all that he needs. It's not by your merit what you do or say, 'cause God chooses who he uses. God uses who he chooses. God chooses who he uses to do his will, his way.
Well, folks, it wouldn't be us if something didn't go wrong. Can't blame Danny because with problems last week. Can't blame Ozzy because Ozzy seems to have been fine this week on his programme. But we don't seem to be on Facebook at the moment, and we don't know why. Absolutely no idea why. But we're just going to continue on YouTube, and it means then people can catch up. And thank you, Gordon. I just see that you put up there that we're still on. So we'll just carry on as if we're still on Facebook. And I hope people are getting moved over okay to YouTube or will catch up. So, Danny, maybe you'll tell us. I'm just sorry that Facebook isn't on at the moment. But I'll let you go ahead, Danny, because it'll come up on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
If you can tell us a bit, tell the listeners about your ministry in LMI. Before I do that, my last book, Precious Life Poems 3, the Lord put it in my heart to give the funds to Danny's work, LMI. So some of you are familiar because of that, but Danny's now going to tell us. You tell us a wee bit about your ministry, Danny.
Yeah, so LMI as a whole, I suppose to give you a bit of an oversight of it all, LMI is an international ministry that works all over the world, helping different people in different ways. So it started in 1977. With
Year we were married.
Oh, there you go. Mm-hmm. All the good things happened in 77. So yeah, it was Thomas and Yvonne. That was the year that they got married as well.
That's right, I think I remember the name of that.
And yeah, they got married and they decided that they wanted to try and dedicate their marriage to serving God in whatever way they could. And that started just with a home group. Just on a Sunday evening, they used to gather after church with some people to be able to hopefully inspire people into being involved in mission, because I think one of the things that we find is that when I speak to a lot of people, they'll say to you, oh, I just don't feel called into mission, where the reality is that if we're saved and if we have a relationship with Jesus, it's an automatic that we're to be involved in mission. So it's not about whether you feel called into mission or not, it's about finding out what mission you're called into and pursuing it. And so I think that was a big part of their sort of dream, was that they wanted to inspire people to be involved in mission. They had a big sort of passion for overseas work, and so they wanted to maybe bring some people over from overseas, speak to missionaries coming back on furlough, in order to be able to inspire the young people in their church and in their local area. And
now, Danny,
it grew.
is that in any way connected with Logos, as in the boat?
No.
Yes, because that actually, because when I talked about LMI the time Danny was coming, I think some people said, yes, I know of that. And because my memories of Logos is when I had a Bible club in our house in Cardiff for years, and I remember getting the missionaries, now I've forgotten their name, who were with Logos, and I remember them coming to speak, and I remember the children upstairs and everywhere that. So that was Logos. So just to correct it, and by the way, Colin, when it's in my head, Danny's surname is Roberts. Yes, well, that's in my head. But sorry to interrupt you, Danny, there, but that just occurred to me. So if there's any mystery, that's that solved.
Yeah, I'm glad you did, because to be fair, like, I go around a lot of church. I said I've been doing this job 13 years, and there'll still be people come over to me and ask about, like, do I go on the boats?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, the boats, like, it's a very confusing one, because obviously the Logos ships, but they're ran by OM, which is obviously with George Verwer, who passed away there a little while ago.
It was the Lonies.
Oh, okay.
It was the Lonies that came to our who we knew.
Yeah.
Knew them through Bible Club. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So they've obviously got a massive ministry, OM, that have been running for a number of years, but same name, different things.
Cleared that up. That's great.
So LMI started off with what's called like a mission awareness program. So basically going around and telling people about the importance of being involved in mission. And then after that, it kind of grew then, in the sense of we wanted to be able to also equip people that did want to be involved in mission. And so they started like a Bible teaching ministry where you can, which is still running today, which is that if anybody, even people listening today, thought, oh, I'd love to be able to learn more about the Bible, but I can't necessarily make that commitment to go to Bible college or to hand in assignments on time and things. We have a Bible teaching ministry that was originally for people overseas that maybe couldn't attend Bible colleges because of persecution, but we've opened it out now to anyone and everyone that wants to learn more about the Bible. We have courses that you can do in your own time, and we have tutors, volunteers that mark all the courses and things like that. And so that grew for a good while. Before then, we started. It changed, because it used to be called YEMF, which is Youth Evangelical Missionary Fellowship, and then it became Logos Ministries International, because we added the international element to it in terms of we had all these people that we started getting links with overseas, and we sort of knew that we wanted to be able to help them. But LMI have never really been an organisation that sends out missionaries. We've always wanted to support local people doing local work in their local areas. And so we have 13 people that we work with, 13 coordinators that are all from the countries that they live in, and we started helping them with projects. Some of them are building Bible colleges, some of them are Bible translation projects, and I suppose the claim to fame that I have is that when we in our first house in Drogheda there in Woodvale Green, the first what is called Dinka Rec Bible, which is the Burmese Bible, the first copy of that was finished in Drogheda. Was the first draft of that was written and completed in Drogheda. There
we go. Droghera's famous for something else now.
So the first sort of tribal Burmese Bible that has been translated was finished being translated here in Drogheda. So it was really good. So we help with Bible translations, we help with building Bible colleges, we'll help with relief projects. We've got a coordinator in Pakistan who is obviously dealing with the immigration crisis of people fleeing war-torn countries, and they keep coming into Pakistan. And so we help him, providing him with like tents and rice to be able to provide a home for people that have been displaced. And all of these things are done in order to preach the gospel and in order to progress the work of the gospel. So it's nice to do humanitarian aid, but there's a famous quote that says that it's a disastrous thing to leave somebody with a full stomach and an empty soul. And so everything that we do is for the purpose of being able to reach these people with the gospel. And so we do, so that added the international element to it. And then we knew that there needed to be work done in our own land as well. And so the youth and schools work was started in 1989, and I haven't been working there since then, but it started in 1989, going into schools, getting the chance to do assemblies and to be able to teach young people about Jesus and the truth of the Bible, and it's carried on since then. So we predominantly do RE classes in secondary schools, so we only really work in secondary schools, doing RE classes that are based on the curriculum, that are educationally beneficial to the young people, but also focus in on the truth of the Bible, and we're able to explore with young people about what Jesus says through his miracles, through his teaching, through different programs, in order to be able to introduce these young people to what the Bible says, to allow them to be able to think more about whether they need a relationship with Jesus. And so we do more RE classes than any other organisation in the country, and so we're busy going around schools and doing that. I'm very thankful I've got a really good team of guys with me. There's 6 of us on our team.
Bethany, I didn't realise, I knew the name, and I said your name earlier, and we were talking, and Amy, just while here, I'm sorry to interrupt, but just, when you get to my age, these things just flit out of your head. Amy, hello Amy. Amy would have known Amy years ago from Sunday school, and if her granny Shirley and our granda Billy's watching in, hello to you as well. Amy, good to see you. Anybody else from the team? Anybody that's watching, let's put it like that, or catches up.
Yep, I was going to say, there'll be a few of them watching, just to make sure I don't make any mistakes, really. That's the main reason.
Have they got a notebook, pen and paper?
I'll be getting reviewed on this on Monday. But yeah, I've got a good team, and as I said, our job is to go around schools and to be able to introduce young people to the Bible and to be able to explore it with them, and we're really thankful for that. I think a lot of people feel schools are getting harder and harder and worse, but what we're finding this year is that there's a real openness, and a lot of that is down to good, committed Christian teachers that are trying their best to be able to get organisations in to do what they can in schools to be able to further the work of the gospel. And so we thankfully get to play a part in that, which I'm really grateful for.
That's amazing, because you do hear that much hype about people can't get into schools, and we did see recently of various schools and their Christian unions were superb, and the young people were on fire. So there seems to be a bit of a revival among the young people at the moment.
Very much so.
Which is, it's giving me the creeps even, or not the creeps, it's giving me the shivers even thinking that, because that's what we want, because, it's the young ones that are going to be left to carry on. So, God's working, and do pray for Danny, for his work. It's amazing. We were there, what was it you had there a lot of months ago?
He's on a prayer and praise night in September.
It was fantastic, and Danny there was a headmaster of a principal of a school, and there was teachers, and honestly it was brilliant, and different ones spoke, and it was amazing. We had shared with different people how amazing and how encouraged and uplifted we were to know the work that was going on. So Danny, thank you so much. And anybody that's interested in anything that Danny said, Danny's available. Like this isn't his diary, but oh dear. But he would be, so you could even get in touch through us, even if you want, or through Danny.
So you're not finding problems getting into the schools?
No, like this year especially, don't get me wrong, there's always going to be schools that don't have people in, that maybe struggle to have people in, but this year especially, and I suppose to sort of be frank and honest about it, this year has been really amazing, because I think there's been twofold, and Lynnette touched on it there, is that one, I haven't been in an SU this year where it hasn't grown, and a lot of that is down to the fact that young people have come into school this year, and whether it's been what's gone on during the summer, whether like the change of mindset and the change of heart of people, is that you are finding that a lot of the issues that we're in this year are pupil led. That the young people themselves are turning around and saying, we want to take ownership of this, we want to share the gospel with our friends in our school, so can we book the speakers, can we start to organise the programme? And because they have that passion, their friends and their peers are seeing that.
Yeah.
And they're coming along wanting to know
Just
more
even
about
out
it.
of curiosity, probably.
Yeah. So we're seeing this resurgence in SU in which you're seeing it grow, and then another part of it has been the teachers themselves. So tomorrow is the Christian Teachers Conference. So for those that don't know about that, it's a conference that's put together every year for Christian teachers to gather together from primary and secondary schools. And you have the Christian Institute will be along there, the Christian legal team will be along there, in order to be able to show teachers what they're allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do. And for teachers, you're finding this year that they've turned around, and especially with everything that's gone on with RSE and things like that, is that a lot of them are turned around and going, do you know what, we don't know how long we've got left, and so we're going to try and do everything we can to reach these kids now while it's open. And so we've found this year, at the minute, we're doing an average of sort of 2 schools a day. We're doing like 6 schools a week at the minute, plus church youth groups and everything else that goes with it. So yeah, this year we're finding ourselves quite busy, which is really, really good.
Yeah. Danny's glad to be here for a wee rest.
Yes.
He's got a nice comfortable seat. He's only got water. Maybe he'll get a cup of coffee before he goes, I don't know. But he's glad to be here for a rest because he's been so busy, and that's amazing. But wouldn't it be awful to be looking for work? It's brilliant that the Lord is using him. He's called him into the work, and he is using him in the work. So Danny, thank you so much. And this leads us on to the next one, which is we need to go out and get them. They're not going to come in. We were at a thing the other night, and they were having meetings, but the parents didn't come in, the children didn't really come in, and we have to go and get them. They're not going to come. You have to go out, and that's what Danny's doing in his ministry. So we're going to hear the Sold Out Quartet singing Go Out and Get Them. Please, please listen to the words as well, and this one, because this is so important, and this is why I've picked all these pieces. I can pray. You maybe can't go out and get them. Maybe physically you can't. Maybe the Lord hasn't equipped you to do it. I'm sure if you asked the Lord, he would. But you can pray, and prayer changes things. Prayer is so important. So listen to the words of that as well. So go out and get them, and I can pray. Thank you, Tom.
There is a world that is lost, and they just need to hear. They need to see us live our lives in trembling and fear. For the judgment day is coming quick, all the wayward should take heed. But if they won't come in from their sin, here is what we need. We need to go out and get them, compel them to come in. Search the highways and the byways, rescue the perishing from sin. Tell the world that Jesus saves, and he died just for them. We need to go out and get them. It's time God's people started telling what the Lord has done, how Jesus died to save us all, how the victory has been won. Now he that winneth souls is wise. Let's go out and bring them in. The field is wide and the harvest. Let's go ask them to repent. We need to go out and get them, compel them to come in. Search the highways and the byways, rescue the perishing from sin. Tell the world that Jesus saves, and he died just for them. We need to go out and get them. Go out and get them, compel them to come in. Search the highways and the byways, rescue the perishing from sin. Tell the world that Jesus saves, and he died just for them. We need to go out and get them. We need to go out and get them. Go out. We need to go out
Jesus died for all our sins.
You say I'm not able, I'm too young or I'm too old, and I can't sing or teach, and no title do I hold. Lord, what can I do? For I want to do my part, and I want to help the hurting with all of my heart. I can pray until the walls come down, till there's healing all around. That's something I can do. I can pray in my secret place, calling on your name. That's something I can do. I can pray. My family shows no interest. My child has gone so far. Though I try my best to reach them, their hearts just seem so hard. Lord, what can I do to help bring them back to you? For my family's lost and dying, and my words do not get through. But I can pray until the walls come down, till there's healing all around. That's something I can do. Something I can do. And I can pray in my secret place, calling on your name. That's something I can do. Something I can do. I can pray.
You may not be a preacher, you may not be a Sunday school teacher, you may not be able to sing, but friend, there's something that we all can do.
You can pray in your secret place, calling on His name. That's something you can do. You can pray. I can pray. We can pray. I can pray. You can pray. I know you hear us, Lord, when we pray. We will pray. I will pray. Will you pray?
So you can pray wherever you are right now. You can pray for Danny's work. As you can see, or not see probably at the moment, but we have totally come out of Facebook for some reason. We're on YouTube, and I hope you're watching from YouTube. But you're probably maybe going to be watching this catching up, because Facebook has it's disappeared. So we've just decided to continue on with YouTube, and Gordon, thank you for putting that up on Facebook to say that people can come over. We're not really getting the names, but Amanda was in, and Jeremy, good to see you, Jeremy Williamson, Anna Jemison. Anna, thank you always for your encouragement. Rainey Somerville, and there's somebody there, Ferd Barfel, finally remembered to come over. So Elizabeth Gardner's still with us here. But I haven't seen Vivian yet. I haven't seen Violet yet this morning. Violet, I hope you're okay. I hope you're well. but you'll probably be watching this catch up, and I hope that you do. And I thank Danny so much for how he's joined us today and all that he's done. And I think that was, and please pray for our programmes, pray for the presenters. We're going to do the prayer room in a wee while, but we're going to hand over to Danny again and get Danny just to let us know what the Lord has put on his heart for this morning. And then we'll go straight into a piece called Woman at the Well by Olivia Lane. Okay, Danny, take it away.
Yeah, I think a lot of my devotion is kind of based around what that song is going to be at the end. I think in terms of it's the thought that I had in terms of the Bible passage that I was reading, and it was mainly to do with the thought of being lost. And I don't know about you, obviously you're in the same position as myself, Lynnette, in terms of with your granddaughter, with my daughter, and so many others out there. The cut-off date was yesterday for applying for secondary schools, so that was the final day. Obviously I think you can apply late, but generally the date for cutting off for applying for secondary schools was yesterday. And it's left everybody, as much as you scramble around trying to get everything together, it's left everybody with this sense of now being hung in limbo.
Yeah.
Of like sort of.
And can I
not
just
knowing what's going on.
interrupt Danny a wee minute there? Their teacher is a Christian, but they've got quite a few Christian teachers in Dromara, and did you hear what he had said? He had said to them that, you know, they were to leave it with the Lord, and that they, wherever the Lord had for them to go, you know, and like that's amazing even for them to get that encouragement from a teacher, because they're so concerned about what, you know, where they're going or whatever. It's a big thing to them now. And, you know, so, and pray for them. We're asking you now to pray for them, that the Lord will be with them and lead them all where they're meant to go.
Yeah, because
for them to accept it.
Yeah,
so.
Because there's thousands of them. Thousands of them who maybe done the SEAG and didn't get the results that they wanted, and now are sort of in this limbo of not knowing what school they really wanted to go to. There's many of them that don't know whether they're going to get into the school that they're going to go to. And I think at so many points in our lives we feel like we're lost. And I don't know about you, I'm the type of person that I like to always know where I'm going. Me and Faith were watching recently on TV, and maybe some of you have watched it yourselves, a programme called Race Around the World. So it's these people that are sort of put into a certain location, and then they have to reach another location, hitting all these stops along the way. And we love watching it to see people, how they manage to get from one location to the other. They're not allowed to use planes, so they'll maybe hitch rides and get trains and stuff like that, and they have to try and earn money. I love watching it, but I always say to Faith, it makes me so anxious because I am very much of the sat-nav generation. That like, even travelling, when I travel to Faith's granny, she lives in Fermanagh, like I've been there so many times, but we get into the car, I put the sat-nav on, put the address in, and Faith's like, why do you still need that? And I'm like, because I feel like it's kind of like a comfort blanket. It's like, I need to have it in order to feel safe. And in a greater sense, there's those ways in which we sometimes feel lost directionally and don't know where we're going. I remember moving over here in 2012. Obviously Faith, my wife, is from over here in Northern Ireland, and I remember when we got engaged, when we were away on a skiing holiday with some friends of ours, we then had the conversation of, well, where are we going to live? And as any good Christian does, we turned around and said, we're going to pray about it. And what I meant by that was, I'm going to pray that you see sense and move to Liverpool. And that was kind of my thought process. And obviously that didn't work out, because the doors just started to open for us to come here. But I remember when I knew that God was called me here, he didn't give me all the clarity. He didn't give me the sort of sat-nav of showing me the destination and showing me the exact route I was going to travel on. I left my job, I left the church I was in, I left my family, I left my friends, and I moved over here. And I remember getting off the boat in my little Ford Mondeo with all of my stuff packed inside, and getting off at the port of Belfast and travelling down the M1, coming onto the A1. And I remember I got near Hillsborough and was looking for the signs to come off for Dromara, and just having this overwhelming feeling of going, what on earth am I doing? Why am I like, I have left everything. I wasn't coming over here to a job. I had no job lined up. I'd just finished writing my dissertation for university, hadn't even got my results yet, and was moving over here. Moved over in August of 2012, got married in September of 2012, and everything was changing so fast. And I just remember thinking, what have I done? Why am I here? And I think naturally as human beings we all crave clarity. We all want things to be clear for us, to know where we're meant to be going and what we're meant to be doing. And it brought me to that passage of Jesus' ministry, is that there's the passage that it speaks about where Jesus travels to this well where he meets this woman. And it is a passage of clarity in terms of, it says in the passage in verse 4, it says, he must needs travel through Samaria. And it's a really important sentence in that passage, because what Jesus is saying is that as a Jewish person, they would have never travelled through Samaria, because the Samaritans and the Jews were fighting against each other. They've been at war for generations. And so when Jesus turned around to the disciples and said, we're going to travel from the southern part of the kingdom to the northern part of the kingdom, and we have to travel through Samaria, the disciples would have been confused, going, why? What's the point in this? Why are we travelling through this area? Jews do not go into Samaria. Why are we doing this? But Jesus takes them through Samaria. He arrives at this well, and the disciples go off to buy food. And Jesus is left sitting at this well at the hottest point of the day, when no one would be out because it was so warm. Everybody who would have gathered water at the early part of the mornings when it was cool, and they went up and they spent time together, they washed clothes, they gathered water for the day. So nobody would have been around. But yet as Jesus sat there at this well, this woman arrived. This woman who was outcast by her society. This woman who had tried to find joy in all the wrong places, that had been going around with all these different men trying to find some sort of belonging and joy and happiness, and couldn't find it anywhere. She'd been outcast by the society that she lived in, and so she had to gather water at the hottest part of the day so that she wouldn't be seen by everybody else. And Jesus meets her in that moment, in this moment when she was lost, when she was alone, where she didn't know what she was meant to be doing. And in that moment, he told her everything that she had done. He told her everything that he knew about her, and then offered her this clarity of, you have been looking for joy in all of these different places and have never found it, but yet you have come here today. And he says to her, doesn't he, asks her for a drink, and she says, what are you asking me for a drink for? I'm a Samaritan, you're a Jew, we don't normally talk to each other. And he said, if you knew who I was, you'd be asking me for water, and I would give you living water. And she's confused by this statement, and it's the first time that we see in the Gospels that Jesus actually says to somebody, I am the Messiah. That he turns around to this woman after they're asking all these questions, and he said, this Messiah that you are seeking after, I am he. And if you want living water, if you want joy and assurance that will last forever, it can only be found in me. And this woman realises the importance of this. She gets clarity for the first time as she comes face to face with God, and she goes and she tells it to other people. She goes back into the town where she'd been rejected by all of the people there, and knowing that they might talk about her behind her back, knowing what they thought of her, knowing that they might ignore her, she went and said to them, come and see this man. He's told me everything that ever I've done. Surely this man is the Christ. And she went out and she said that, knowing that she might have been rejected, knowing that she might have been ridiculed, but knowing that the message that she had was far more important than what people thought of her. And as we sit here, there's many people who maybe even be listening today who will feel lost in so many different ways. And maybe you've had a recent diagnosis and you're wondering what the next steps are going to be in terms of how short life can be and how quickly things change. For some of us, you're maybe tuning in today and you're maybe sitting there and thinking to yourself, I don't know what the purpose of my life actually is. I don't have a relationship with Jesus, and is that the thing that I'm going to find true fulfillment in, or is it going to be chasing money and cars and status and all the rest of what we try to do? And ultimately, all of us in different ways feel lost. And I think for those that are listening this morning, I think the message that, as I was thinking about this, the message that I had for anyone who's listening who maybe is like that woman at the well, that is trying to find love in all the wrong places and is trying to find joy and happiness in things that don't last. The same as myself when I was in secondary school and trying to find sort of fulfillment in popularity and in football and all of these different things. These things don't last forever. But yet we have the assurance of knowing that even when we feel lost, that we have a God who comes and meets us at the point of that need. And when we feel most lost and most alone, he goes out of his way to come and meet us in order to reveal himself to us. And that's an amazing thought, isn't it? Like, we say it quite a lot when we're in school. I was saying it yesterday. We do a talk for SU groups called Real Talk, where we're looking at having a real faith and what that means, and then also what happens to our faith when we face real problems, looking at Christianity and mental health and things like this. And one of the things that we say at the outset of that programme is it's important to always remember that God knows every single thing about you. Knows everything you've thought, everything that you've done, everything that you would rather keep from anyone and everyone. And knowing all of that information about you and knowing all that you're going to do in the future, chose to send his son down into this world to give his life for you. And that's an amazing thing to be reminded of in a society where we're constantly told that our identity is found in how many followers we've got online and how many views we get and how we look, whether you've got the best teeth and the best tan and you're the right weight, and whether you're taking all of these tablets and pills and stuff to be able to make you this perfect image that we see on Instagram and all the rest of it, where we're constantly told that our identity is found in those things. We are told, which is countercultural to that in the Bible, that our identity is found in Christ. That our identity is found in knowing him and having him in our lives as our own and personal saviour, in knowing that we aren't perfect, that we'll never be perfect, but we don't have to be perfect, that God meets us at the point of our need in the sinful, sorry state that we are right now, and promises us assurance and forgiveness. And that's an amazing thing, that we don't have to do nothing to earn that it's given to us for free, that God, knowing all of the bad things about us, chose to still offer us that salvation. And for many of us who are lost and in that stage of life where we're thinking, what is the point of it and what's it all about, just like this woman at the well, you can find that assurance, you can find that clarity of knowing what the purpose of your life is by trusting in Jesus. And for those that are saved, as we said before, talking about mission and things like that, if you're saved here this morning, you're listening online or listening whenever you listen, and you're somebody that's thinking, well, what's the next step for me? What does God want for me? I'm maybe not as mobile as I used to be. I'm maybe sick and I'm not able to leave my house anymore. I've maybe had problems in terms of bereavements of family members and all things. Like, what's the purpose of this? What's the point? What is God doing in the midst of all of this? Serving God and being part of God's mission is not something that we think, should I do it, should I not? It is automatically given to us. When we are saved and have a relationship with Jesus, our purpose is to be then involved in the mission of God. And it's not about whether we should be involved or whether we shouldn't. It's about finding out what your purpose is and pursuing it with everything that you have. Jesus gave everything for you. And then not only did he then give his life for us so that we can be saved, but then he chooses to use us to be involved in his mission and ministry. Our job is to find out what we're meant to do and to pursue it. Whether that be doing a radio programme like this and that being your calling for this particular time to reach people and encourage people with the word of God, whether it be praying for people around you. Adoniram Judson, when he went to Burma, he was quoted in one of the meetings with his sending church of saying to them, I feel like I am standing on the edge of a cliff and I'm about to jump off. He said, and I am happy to jump off to do this work for the Lord. I feel like I am being held by a rope, and if your job is not to come with me, then your job is to hold the rope. And for all of us, that's our purpose. That if our job isn't to go into schools and we don't feel equipped to get into a pulpit, we don't feel equipped to be able to go out onto the streets or whatever that role may be, then your role is to hold the rope. Your role is to passionately pursue prayer, whether it be to passionately pursue supporting missionaries, whether it be to passionately pursue sending encouraging messages to those that are doing the work at the forefront that you don't feel capable of doing. Each and every one of us have a role. None of us are lost in the ministry of God. All of us have a purpose, and if we didn't have a purpose, we'd be called home. And if we're not called home, then we're here because we still have a work for God to do. And our job is to do like that woman done, is to do all that we can to find out what our purpose is and to pursue it with everything that we have, irregardless of what people may think of us, irregardless of what people think about the word of God. Our job is to go and make Jesus known in places where Jesus isn't known. And that's what we're meant to do. So none of us are lost. All of us have a purpose. It's to know God and then to go and pursue the work that he has given us to do.
Okay,
I heard a story from the Bible when I was just a little girl, about a broken-hearted woman who met the Savior of the world. Thought it was just another story, one that the preacher man would read. sitting here at home, drinking red wine all alone. I think that woman might be me. 'Cause tonight I feel just like the woman at the well, wondering how someone could love me when I can't love myself. But you want me as I am, and that sounds crazy. I guess maybe that's why grace is so amazing. Staring at that empty bottle, I swear I caught a glimpse of him. He met me right there at the bottom and turned that wine to living water and taught me how to love again. Yeah, tonight I feel just like the woman at the well, wondering how someone could love me when I can't love myself. But you want me as I am, and that sounds crazy. I guess maybe that's why grace is so amazing. It's no longer just a story when I read it, 'cause I've seen him for myself and I believe it. 'Cause tonight I feel just like the woman at the well, wondering how someone could love me when I can't love myself. But you want me as I am, and that sounds crazy. I guess maybe that's why grace is so amazing. Just like the story from the Bible I heard when I was just a girl. I'm the broken-hearted woman who met the Savior of the world.
Okay, folks, so I'm going to have to obviously leave a lot of names out, but I do want to, I haven't seen them in, because obviously the way Facebook's gone, but Carl and Queenie, Charles Robinson and Stephen and Cherie, if you're watching in later, and Hazel and Colin, and usually Ariane and Covel watch in from the church, and as I say, we said hello to Shirley earlier. Thank you so much, Danny, for that. And I hope it's food for thought, and that you will just think about what Danny has just told us, because the Lord laid that on his heart, not just to tell you a wee fairy story, but so that you really listen and take in exactly what he was talking about. So we're going to quickly move on, and we've got our announcements, and the first one is everyone's welcome to the Country and Southern Gospel Friendship and Fellowship Time. Can't believe it's coming around again. That is, now it's not this Wednesday, it's Wednesday the 4th of March, from 2 to 4 p.m. in Ballynahinch Baptist Church. And they, Gordon and those that are involved in that, would love to have you there. And you know, as I've said before, if you can't go to these things, please pray for them. Then on the Friday night of the 6th of March, then it would be Alan Murphy's Gospel Music Club, same venue, Ballynahinch Baptist, and brilliant singers. There's Alex Robb, absolutely amazing. Kirsten McMullen, we're going to finish actually today with Kirsten, and then a group Blessed Assurance, and there's a choir practice at 6:15. So please do, that is it 7 to 10, isn't it? Mm-hmm. The time is, yeah. So please, if you're free, go to that, it'll be a good night. And this is one just a wee bit further on in March, but you need tickets for it. So it's a praise hymn, it's NS concert, Saturday the 28th of March. Another good night, this will be in Glenmackin Church in Belfast, 7 p.m. and we have Alex Robb, Sharon Morrison, Catherine Mitchell, Reunited, Andrew Corbett, Kate Weir and Nikki Bain. And the tickets are available from the local Faith Mission bookshops in Belfast, Ballymena, Bangor, Lisburn, Portadown, or from Eventbrite. And the tickets are £17 and under 10s are free. So that sounds like a good night, but you do need to get tickets for it. And there will be some others coming up near the time that we'll mention, but it's a wee bit soon now. And then we want to just mention, I haven't seen about anybody's birthday, so we'll leave that for now. But if you have a birthday, happy birthday. So the prayer room, the Country and Southern Prayer Room, administered by Avril and David Dale. If you have a need for prayer for yourself or someone else, please contact the Country and Southern Prayer Room on Facebook. Don't try and, well, no, we are not on Facebook, but you'll still probably be able to get Facebook. You know, keep it anonymous if you want, if you don't want to mention names. And, you know, remember Clifford and Myrna and those that mourn. I was mentioning earlier about my friend Roberta and Ken Scott family. Evelyn Spires, it was lovely to see you ringing the bell. That brings back memories to me, only I didn't want to ring it. I was so embarrassed. But it was lovely to be able to ring it, so I will be continue to pray for you. And I see Robert Barford was in there, and Robert, we're still praying for you. Pray for Danny's work in LAMI, and please pray for the Good News Club today. I have to do the story today, and as you get older it doesn't get any easier. But do please pray, and pray for the presenters later on today at 2 o'clock will be Jim Lyon. And he needs your prayers. He has procedures, and Monica, she would need your prayers as well. She wasn't well. Jim Ferguson tonight at 7, and Gordon Wallace in the morning TV at 11 o'clock. So I forgot to say to you earlier, could you please like and share? And I've got my wee doodahs back about the catch up, so that's good. Eric searched for them and he found them. So please remember all of those items. And we're going to sing now. We're not going to sing. Sure, we're not. Danny can sing. Danny and Faith sing. But we're going to hear Carla Gregg, a local singer, and she's going to sing "He Saw What I Could Be," and then we'll have "Do They See Jesus in Me?" Do people see Jesus in me? You ask yourself that question and listen to the words, and it's by the Clark family.
But I see him
It's a face that I see in the mirror, the one I want others to see. Do I show in the way that I walk in my life the love that you've given to me? My heart desires to be like you in all that I do, all I am. Do they see Jesus in me? Do they recognize your face? Do I communicate your love and your grace? Do I reflect who you are in the way I choose to be? Do they see Jesus, Jesus in me? Well, it's amazing that you'd ever use me, but use me the way you will. Help me to hold out a heart of compassion and grace, a heart that your spirit fills. May I show forgiveness and mercy the same way you've shown it to me. Do they see Jesus in me? Do they recognize your face? Do I communicate your love and your grace? Do I reflect who you are in the way I choose to be? Do they see Jesus, Jesus in me? Well, I want to show all the world that you are the reason I live and breathe. So you'll be the one that they see when they see me. Do they see Jesus in me? Do they recognize your face? Do I communicate your love and your grace? Do I reflect who you are in the way I choose to be? Do they see Jesus in me?
So thankfully the Lord saw what I could be, and we just leave you with that question: do they see Jesus in me? And just when we're chatting there, Danny has just informed us that Faith, his wife, will be 40 on Tuesday. So we're going to say happy birthday, and I think
Happy
I caught
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
No, keep going, keep going.
Birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to you.
So happy birthday. We should have got Danny to sing it to you to serenade you.
I'll be getting it when I
He'll
get
be
home.
in the bad books. He'll be in the bad books. But happy birthday, Faith. And hope you have lovely celebrations. I'm saying this is the year of the 40s. I know quite a few. But yes, I think I caught earlier that maybe Olive Craig, it might be Olive's birthday today. I'm not sure if it's today or not. But happy birthday, Olive, as well, and all those that are celebrating birthdays. Thank you so much for staying with us and hopefully catching up with the programme, seeing as we've had a disaster with Facebook. And I hope you will remember to pray for Danny for his work. And Danny, anything you want to, maybe you want to get in touch about something Danny's talked about. Danny, what about, do you want to?
Yeah, so yeah, if that's something that you're interested in and you want to know a bit more about the work, or you want to maybe get it, like we would quite regularly speak around churches and things like that as well, doing testimonies and also speaking about the work and things like that, and church youth groups and all the rest of it, you can contact us. So obviously easy way for anyone that's online is either searching on Google or on Facebook for Logos Ministries International, and you'll find our Facebook page. You'll also find our website as well. That'll tell you about the work that we're doing, where we are each month in terms of schools and things like that, and also then how you can support, like any missionary organisation. We're faith-based, so the schools ministry that we do, the wages that we all have to get are all from individuals and churches that give either a one-off gift or give monthly towards it, and so all of us live by faith in that regard. So if that's something that was on your heart and you wanted to be someone that holds the rope, as we were saying just before, then obviously we're always needing people to get behind the ministry and get behind individuals in the ministry in support and prayer as well. So yeah, search for it on Google or Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, and you'll be able to see exactly what we're getting up to week by week.
That's lovely, Danny. So please take that in mind, and if you have any problem, even if you contact us, we'll can pass your information on. Thanks so much for joining with us, and those that will catch up. And we will see you, DV, next Friday, all being well, at 11 o'clock. And we hope that nothing untoward will happen. But we'll leave it all in the Lord's hands. And please pray for Danny's work. Please pray for me for this afternoon. Please pray for everything that we've mentioned. So we're going to, and pray that the Lord will use you this week to do something for him. May ask him to guide you, to show you what you can do for him. And thank Danny so much for coming on as well. And we're going to finish with this lovely one written by Noel Grant, and it is Go Through With God by Kirsten McMullen. So thank you so much for being patient and staying with us, and take care. And Davey, we'll see you. Don't forget the other programmes and all the other presenters, and Jim Land coming on in an hour. God bless.
Above thine own ambitions here, another voice is sounding clear. It is a call of God to thee.
the